scorekeeping should be fairly straightforward. The most important thing, keep the score right. Watch the arm action of the referee, the signals of the referee. All right. There's the Volleyball Canada score sheet presentation. You can see that. And now if I go through the presentation, it's used at all Volleyball Canada events. All right. At all provincial territory, age class, high school, etc. There's a number of different score sheets out there that have been created. So this one on the presentation is different than the one that you have a printout of. The most important thing is whatever modified score sheet you are presented with, there are some basic things to all of them that will be important to do that. It should be recorded in blue ink. That's the preference. If you got black ink, don't panic. It'll be fine. But blue ink contrasts with the printed black ink so that we can tell the difference. And it should be recorded in block lettering. You notice that there should and should be in block lettering. And if you are an advanced scorekeeper, bring a small little straight edge with you, a little ruler. Then you can use that for making straight lines at the end of the match. Particularly if you're doing higher level matches, the straight edge is important. I get it. You're doing a club game and you just kind of jump in there. Don't panic. It'll be fine. So at the start, you're going to get in there and fill out as much information as you can. You'll get rosters, or in the case of Volleyball BC events, you'll get stickers. Thankfully, stickers. If you are part of a club and you do not have the sticker template, what I will do is I made up a fillable PDF. There's a sticker template available on the Volleyball BC website for rosters. I found it quite difficult to use. So during the high school season, me and a few other coaches decided that we would rework it. And so I have a fillable PDF that works with Acrobat. And all you do is you take a Word document, have your roster in it, copy and paste, and boom, there you go. You get your nice little set of stickers printed out on the Avery label. And do not scale it. If you're using, that's the trick, is do not scale it, print it at 100%. And then you get these nice, neat labels that whenever you show up at the event, you can put the label on. Now, hey, here's an interesting thing. What is the fine for not showing up with labels at a Volleyball BC event? Last year, it was $50 per score sheet. I think this year it might have gone up a bit. Now, relax, coaches. If you haven't shown up with score sheets, we don't generally, we're not in the business of finding people, although Bobby, Nancy, and I, we could always use an extra hamburger or a milkshake after the game. So if you want to give us a fine, we'll be happy to take care of that. But show up with the labels, and then we don't ever have to worry about it. This is a Volleyball Canada score sheet. As you can see, the full score sheet there, 5 sets. You can take a look at the various areas around it. There's the sets, and you see how it's all there. So the match details, obviously, you're going to fill that in. We won't spend a lot of time on that. You'll put the city. You can figure out the gym, if it's under 14, or what's the date, and then what are the team names, code names, or use your best to figure something out and fill it in. And then once the coin is tossed, you'll know who is A and who is B. And Volleyball BC events, whoever's on what side, there you go. Somebody was saying they cannot see the screen sharing right now. It looks good on my screen.
Mark,
Anybody
it's
else?
fine. That was before the sharing was up. It's fine. That's an old comment.
Oh, that's an old message from way before. Okay. Okay, got it. All right, completed match details and the team roster. As I said, for you guys, you're going to get a sticker, but you know that you'll have 15 players on there. You don't need to worry about designated liberos because that's not a thing at club level. You can switch the libero. Most important thing is have the 15 players listed. and then and the coaches will be there. The other thing that happens at age class is that you have the what do you call it? The NCCP number needs to be in there as well. So if there are liberos, there you go. And notice that on the Volleyball Canada, there is a place for the coach's certification. That should be on the label, so you don't have to worry about that. The captains, after the toss, get them to circle their numbers. And then when the referee comes over, just to double check, because they're wearing warm-up jerseys, what are the numbers of the captains? You can tell them. And then you notice at the bottom that they are nice and neatly signed by everybody. Okay, so that's the teams there, A and B, and that's the rosters. The other thing that is really valuable as a referee assistant is to record the referee. First name, last name, write your name in. If you have an assistant scorer, put that in. And then at the end, they come by and sign. All right, now the recording of the score sheet. Prior to the match, you can put a few different things on there. That's the A and the B. Now I will also, let me just see here, because I'm sharing that. Let me go like this. That's what your score sheet looks like, right? So I've got that as your little sample there. So you see down in the bottom, you've got a little roster. Now, if you printed out the completed score sheet, then you're going to down here, you're going to be able to print in some numbers in here. So like this, you can put a team name in here. Hang on, let me just get here. Draw. There we go. So you get a number, yeah, it's sort of down here, the numbers, that's supposed to be, that's terrible. That might be a 10, okay? That might be an 8. Okay, so you get this lineup in here. That's going to be a 3. That's going to be a 16. Okay, there's a 2. And there's a 12 in there. All right, coaches sign it, and then a libero number 5. All right, so you can see that and put a team name down. You can put VVA or if you want, or Camosun as I did on the other one. All right, and then the set is going to be circled. All right. And then across the top into, this is the modified 12 sub score sheet. And then you would write the numbers in. So in this box right here, you would put the 8. In this box right here, you would put the number 10. And because my writing on screen is not that good, that would be a number 3. That would be a number 16 in that spot. You'd write a number 2 right there and a number 12 right there. We've decided that the team over here, and if that's VVA, okay, has won the serve. So we need to make a nice, neat X through the S. Okay, and that means this team over here has a receive. So we need to put a nice receive through there. And put whatever team there. I think Parksville deserves credit, so we'll put PVC here. All right. And then just for the sake of numbers, in the position 1 here, we'll put a 5. In position 2 right here, mark in 11 in that spot right there. And then in this spot here, write in a 17. In this spot here, write in a number 1. In this spot here, right in a, sorry, that's in position 5, right in a 12. In this spot here, right in a 3. Okay, the starting time 6 p.m. or 1800. So you write in the starting time, 1800, right up here. Okay, and again, whatever score sheet you're using will be similar to this, might be slightly different positions, and definitely writing on the screen is a little difficult for me. Now, since VVA has a serve, we know that PVC doesn't, so you're going to write an X into this spot right here. Okay, so everybody do that. Write an X into that spot right there. Okay. So who is the first server of the game? That is, and again, we'll go through this. That's anybody going to type that in? Let's see who can type in. Who's the first server? In the comments section. Somebody type it in. Anybody? No? Number 8 is the first server. Number 8 is the first server. And so that is in this area below the number 1, that's the service order. And right there, we put a little tick mark there. And number 8 is serving. Okay, and again, that is number 8 there. I didn't write that in, but you would get that from the line below. Now, as people score points, and again, I'm trying to do this as neatly as I can, we draw nice straight lines if we can. And so I make a check mark like that. And that's a point awarded. And they get a second point awarded. And they get a third point awarded. All right. And then what we do is we get a, oops, I didn't type that in very well. So they got a 3. Okay. So then at that point, we come over to the Parksville side and they've rotated one. So the first server is going to be this person here. Can anybody remember what number that is? If you wrote it in correctly, that was number 11. I didn't write that in because of my messy writing, but there's number 11. And they've scored a point. Okay. And they missed their serve. And so we write in a 1 there. VVA scores a point. That's number 4. Now we come over here and the assistant scorekeeper tells us that number 10 is going back to serve. That's number 10. Okay. I guess I have time to write that in now. I'll try and do that. Number 10. And they missed their serve. So that's a 4 in there, very messily written. PVC scores a point. And we look on our score sheet, and I didn't write it in, but number 17 is going back to serve. And you confirm that with the assistant scorekeeper. And so you see the number 1, you just put a little tick there. Slash off the point in the column before the check mark for the next server. Technically, the serve. Yeah, okay. That's fair enough, Bobby. So now we've confirmed that the correct server is serving. And they score an extra point to make it 3. And then miss the serve, and we get a 3 in that spot there. Number 5 scores a point. Like I say, get a rhythm here. And we know that the next server, if you wrote this in, is number 3 here. Okay, we've confirmed that that's the correct server. And they serve. And they get on a roll here. Number 6 points. Number 7 points. And then somebody's trying to annotate my sheet. Okay, Josie, stop that. And then, so now we're at 7 points here. and PVC says, okay, we better call a timeout. Oh, I didn't write down the liberos, but on different sheets, there might be a libero spot. So the libero on this team was 5. And we'll say that the libero on this side here was 18. Okay, if there's no libero spot, then in the comments section, you just do your best and write down set 1 libero, team A libero and team B libero, and you write it down so that we keep track of it. Okay, so now PVC is calling a timeout, and the score at this point is 3 for PVC. See in the T section, and 7 for VVA. All right. They score 1 more point, making it number 8. And then that's it. All done. Terrible writing. 8's tough. That looks like a B. PVC scores a point, making it 4. And at this point, that is number 1 is in this spot right here. But what we're doing is we're making a substitution. And number 6 is coming in. You check on the roster to make sure number 6 is registered. Then number 6 comes in and you write it beside it. And then you write in the score is 4-8 at this point, I believe. And I'm trying to do this for you here on the screen. Wow, that is tough. Try and use a mouse pad. Okay. So it's number 6 actually serving now, and we verified that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't record the time of the timeout, the score of the timeout. Thank you, Bobby, for answering questions in the chat room. Appreciate having you and Nancy here. That's helpful. Okay, so now number 6 is actually serving because they got subbed in. And the Camosun match, we had a funny one where the scorekeeper put the sub in the wrong column, and I was the R1, Bobby was the R2, and the scorekeeper actually buzzed, and it was kind of funny. I'm wondering, well, why was there a buzz on that? But then I found out afterwards that the scorekeeper thought that the wrong server was back there, but actually number 6 is serving, and they don't get any points. So that's a 4 in there. Okay. VVA gets a point. And then we come over here, and I said this was number 16 here. And they don't, and we verified number 16 serves, and then that's a 9 at the end of serve. And then we come over here, PVC scores a point. And if you had followed my direction, that should be a 12 in there. I didn't write that in earlier. Sorry for my mess. I probably should have written that in. We're going along here. And this is the 5th point, and that's it. They get number 5 right there. Okay, now we come over. VVA scores a point. Again, very straightforward. You're just checking off the points and verifying that the correct people are in there. This is number 2 here. Verify the server. Okay, and they get an extra point. Finally, somebody made a serve, and then they missed the serve. Great play, and that's 11 there. So now we come over here, and number 3. That's number 3 there. They scored a point, making it 6. And we verify that number 3 is serving. They get another point, making it 7. And then that's a 7 right here. Okay, now we are rotating over. And this is number 12. Terrible handwriting. Number 12. I'm a little better than this when I do it in when I actually do the score sheet, although Bobby doesn't like my handwriting, but that's okay, Bobby. Verify that they are serving, and it goes out of bounds. Or we'll say it was a great rally in PVC. I should do this like a play-by-play commentary. All right, we're rotating around. That's number 8th point. And we have number 5 now getting to serve for the first time. Yeah, and as Bobby reiterated, it's helpful if the person flipping the cards is calling out the score and who is serving. We verified the number 5. Notice now that we're into 2. Some people go, well, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And that's the service order. So we go down in the column the first time, the second time the person in that column or the substitute in that column serves, then now we're on to the second time. But of course, as everybody knows, they didn't serve the first time around. Okay, and they get another point. And then that is, I forgot something. We'll back up. That number 1 came back in for number 6, and the score was 8-12. I think, is that right? 8-12. Okay. All right, and then they end the serve, and that's a 9. All right, let's motor along here now. We rotate around. That's the 13th point. Check it off, and we get the 13th point right there. 1, 3. Okay, come over here. 10th point here. Verified that number 11 is serving. And they get a few here. To make it 12. Okay. VVA is getting a little nervous. They call a timeout. And you write their score in first. It's 13 for VVA because they called the timeout. And that should be a 12 there. All right. It worked. They missed the serve, and that's a 12. All right. Rotate over. 14th point for VVA. And we verified number 10 is serving. And that's a 14. All right. 13th point here. And we get a check mark here because number 17 is serving. And 13. Point here, making it 15 for VVA. Number 3 is serving. We make a little check mark there. And they get on a good run here, getting up to 18. Nice straight lines, 18. All right. That's it. PVC calls a timeout. We'll make that 13. And 18 right here. All right. And that's the second timeout. They can't call any more timeouts. And it was successful. That's it. 18 points right there. Coming into the home stretch here. All right. It's the 14th point here. And they're going to make a sub. Now, again, in limited subs, that's it. 1 goes in for 6, 6 goes in for 1. That's it. And in a limited sub, you would circle the number 6 at that point. Okay, but we're not doing unlimited subs, so we will uncircle that. And we will put a sub in there pretending we're doing high school. Okay, maybe we're doing high school. And so at this point here, I can't even write it in here properly, but it should be 14 and 18. Okay. Terrible writing, I know. Okay, but anyway, they go in, they get another point, making it 15. And we'll, I've already checked off that because I verified that the correct server is in there, and that's 15. All right, rotate over here, 19 points. And verify that 16 is serving. But at this point, they're going to put in a sub. So they're going to put in number 1 as a sub, and the score is 19-15. Okay. And that's it, 19 points. Moving over here, that's a point. Check that off. Verify that number 12 is serving. Make a little smudge mark there. Again, officially a check mark, but do your best. Smudge the dot, whatever it is. Just remember it has to be an ink, not pencil. So no pencils, blue ink. We recommend, if you're a scorekeeper, have your own ballpoint blue ink pen that you like, and that will be helpful. So we have now a rotate and a point, and it'll be number 2 serving. Number 2 is serving, and that's it. They get 20. Come over here. That's a point for PVC. Number 3 is serving. And again, like I say, you're getting into a role here. Your assistant scorekeeper is telling you what's going on. Pretty simple. And VVA makes a good pass, set to the outside, hit just off the blocker's hands, touched out. There's 17 points. Rotating around, number 21 point. Number 12 is serving. Verify that. And we have 21 points there. 18 points now for Parksville. Number 5 gets to serve. And you notice we go to the 3, same column, the 3. And so now they get 1 point, making it 18. Or they didn't score any points. It's 18. Not a lot going on. Side out is definitely working. Okay, 22 points here. We'll finish this off here. They get another point, making it 23. Oh, sorry. Before that, there was a number 1 is going back in for 16, and that's 22-18. Ooh, that's not very good. 22-18 right there. All right. And then they did score the 23rd point after that sub. And then Parksville sided out or got the ball back, making it 19 points here. They score another point, making it 20. We've already verified, of course, that number 11 was serving, putting the tick mark in there. And then they score to 20. That's a point, game point for VVA. And let's not prolong this. That's 25 there and 25. All right. This is the fun part, is at the end, you need to circle the final numbers. Okay. And that's the final score. So we're going to circle the 25 there, and we're going to circle the 20 there. See that? And then we are going to, with our best writing. Oh, that's neat. We got a straight line here. That's helpful. We're going to make a straight line under the 25. And then we make our lines like that. These are what we call hourglasses. And this is where a straight edge is very helpful. There you go. Look how good my straight edge is. See, my straight edge is very nice here. And you put a line across at the top like that. Nice line across at the bottom like that. And then over here, right below the 20, nice and dark. Okay. And then you make your hourglasses in here. You want to think of this like a checkbook. That way, nobody can come in and alter the score afterwards. And there's our hourglasses like that. And then we draw a straight line there. And then we draw a straight line there all the way across. And that's kind of what your sheets look like there. Okay, while I open up the other sheet, Bobby or Nancy, do you want to add anything in while I just get up the completed sheet? Are they there?
Just you just put in the end time. So look down at your watch, whatever it is, and then if it's the first set or there's another set, then we always add 3 minutes to the end of the previous set, regardless of how long it might take. Yeah. The other thing, you didn't. So the scorekeepers, especially when there's only one ref, it's nice to share the information regarding the number of timeouts taken. So often you'll have 1 and 0, or like 2 and 1. So that keeps us informed that if there's been 2 timeouts taken, that team can't request any more subsequent timeouts. So they've exhausted their limit for that set.
Bobby, show the signal for already.
Yeah, that's another helpful thing. So many of you, if you've been in tournaments, every minute counts. So when here, I'll duck it down a little bit. So if you want to be nice and high, palms away, both hands up, that tells us that you're ready to go and blow the whistle.
Everybody can see Bobby. So this is, we're ready to go. I've seen the numbers. Quick sub. I often tell the assistant scorekeeper, you put the hands up, and then I can authorize a sub. And then I know that the scorekeeper and you are going to write down the correct numbers. What's this signal right here? 2 thumbs way up. No, that's reserve. So that's well done. That's reserve. This is, we're all ready. And that's the international symbol. Wherever you go, FIVB, the sub is done. We are ready. Okay, I'm just going to share the screen again, and I'll show you what the completed score sheet looks like. So this is a nice, neat, completed score sheet that you had. As you can see, we have the number of subs there, and as Bobby pointed out, the end time, as he noted, is the end time is over here, right? So you see that right there is 18:21. Okay, and everything is correctly written in, and then you can see the way the lineup cards are there. Now, if I go to the, hang on that one, let's not annotate. Let's go to, no. Sorry. I'm trying to go to the next page. There we go. Now, in a third set, people, we won't, just for the sake of time, go through an entire third set. But in a third set, you notice that they start up on one side. And so what you would actually do is for the first part of the match, you're only worried about the left side for the first part. Okay. And then when they change sides after 8 points, and I did Douglas and Camosun, you guys can use PVC and VVA or Momentum and Port Hardy. Whatever you decide on your sheet is up to you. But at 8 points, then we change sides, and all we worry about is the left side. So everything on the Team B side is you will point out the points at the side change, and the Team B, the exact same lineup is in, right? The exact same lineup as before. And then the first thing that you write in for Team B on the side change is going to be here. That's the first thing you'll write in, is that those points there, the 9th point there. So all the rest of the stuff in here, you're not actually writing anything in. That was on the other side. Okay. And then, as I said, and you don't write anything on the left side after they change sides. So then, as we said, the referees come in and they sign, and the captain or the coaches sign on this score sheet. There's no place for an assistant scorekeeper. Maybe those are line judges or whatever. But you write down the points, and this is an important section where, as I said, the most important area is the most important area is this area right here. Okay, that's the most important area. We want to know the scores, the correct duration. And again, in club volleyball, quite often we don't worry about it as much. We want to make sure that everything is totaled. We want to make sure that everything is totaled. And if it's in a nice, neat package like this, then somebody can just take a photo of that with their camera, just that little box, and send that in, and then the scores can get recorded or updated to a website very quickly. So before the referees come over to sign, make sure that's done, and then everything is all good there. And you want to make sure the winner is filled in before the coaches come and sign, as the winner, like I said, is pointed out as the most important thing. Who won it? 2-1. And then the coaches, when they come over and sign, they can know that you've got the correct winner in there. I'll just point out a couple of things about sanctions on here. This is where the sanctions go. So the first one you see is the D. That's a D for a delay. And then the next one you see is the C for the coach. And that's a personal warning, a yellow card. If we went to a penalty, that would be into the P section right here. The P section is where the penalty goes. That's a red card. And then again, like everything, team A or B. So you're writing down team A or B, the set, and the score, the delay warning in set 2, 0-0, etc. Oh yeah, okay. So let me just click on that. That's a good point. Thank you for all of that going across here. T, what do you think T is, everybody? Make a guess. You're right. Timeout. What is the S? The S stands for substitutions. What is a W? That's who won the game. And you put a 1 in there or a 0. Obviously, the points are the points. Okay. And then total everything up. And that's a completed score sheet. You all hopefully learned something. And if you have the sample score sheet, keep that with you. That you take that with you, because that will remind you if you get stuck. And the best advice I give to anybody, scorekeeping is easy, but you need to be focused and get into a rhythm. And if you're working together, 2 scorekeepers on the score sheet, you'll get it done. It's very straightforward, and do not beat yourself up if you make a mistake. I have score kept at high level. I've made mistakes on the score sheet. Just fix it. Whiteout is good, and you will get over it. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but we do appreciate people making the effort to help out in the score sheets. All right, let's, I guess I'll unshare the screen. I might have missed it. Does the scorekeeper let the ref know if there's been an illegal rotation? Yes. If wrong server goes back, then the scorekeeper, once they serve, we've got to catch them. We got to catch them. We can't have that happen. And you would wave your hand. In college, you buzz. You hit the buzzer, but wave your hand after they serve. Wrong server, whatever. If you know if there's an R2, then you say, let's say Bobby's the R2 or I'm the R2. Bobby, wrong server. And he'll look at you and say, are you sure? Blow his whistle, and then we'll sort it out. Okay. If you make a mistake or you need a little extra time, the hand signal is 1 hand up means stop. 2 hands up means we're ready to go. 1 hand up, wait, little wave, 1 hand. 2 hands means keep going. Frantic waving like this usually means wrong server. Probably just a 1 hand wave is fine. Yes, in U14s, you need to make sure everybody has played. So in a U14, you need to go through the score sheet and the lineup card, and you actually on the score sheet would check off the players that have played, and then in set 2, anybody that hasn't played has to have a check mark beside it.